Yo, you guys, this is Blacklist of the Abyss, and you're watching my review for Shokugeki no Souma, aka Food Wars, Chapter 112. Right, and the video is up a little bit late, but that's just because, one, I had a busy Monday, and two, because I had a busy Tuesday. So, yeah. But the review's up now, and yeah, here it is. Alright. Now, this chapter, you guys know I liked the last chapter a lot with how they made Souma just like he came in confident, but then he started to realize that he was actually out of his league. Well, in this chapter, Soma finally finishes that awful day at the restaurant, and Shinomiya makes sure he knows that he screwed up. Okay, he referring to Soma. Alright. And Soma, he spends the entire night just thinking about the stuff he screwed up on and trying to learn from it and improve. Alright, and he also prepares everything for the next day before Abel and Lucier come in. So when they do end up coming in, they end up having much less to do, to the point where they were actually like shocked and completely caught off guard, right? Abel especially, because Soma he wanted to ask Lucier questions about a few things that he could improve on, and how it is he could improve on them. And Abel got really annoyed at that because he hates on Soma because he wants to hate on Soma. He just doesn't like the dude. I've talked about this before. It's like a mix of jealousy and just like, and he's just annoyed at the fact that Soma's so confident when he's not even as good as he thinks he is, right? But he just wants to hate on Soma really, really badly. This was just a perfect excuse for him. So even though it's really not that big of a deal to answer a question while you're cleaning off a utensil, right? Because let's be honest here, all right? Do you really need silence while you're washing some type of utensil? You really don't. It's not like they need to hear the way the water splashes off of it or anything. So this is there's no reason to get angry at this. There's no reason that Lucier couldn't answer his questions while she was cleaning the utensils, okay, or peeling potatoes or whatever. All right, it's not that big of a deal. But Abel wanted to take advantage of the situation and yell at him to make him feel bad and get him depressed, so that he could end up failing even more and get kicked out. And that way he wouldn't have to see Soma again, and that way he wouldn't need to see Soma and Shinomiya again, like together again. Alright. But he comes in and sees that everything's already done, and then he doesn't even he can't do anything about it, so he says fine. Lucier answers questions. Alright. He just couldn't say anything. He just had to shut his mouth, which was funny. It was just funny to me because screw you, Abel. That's why. All right, but this goes on for a few days, really. Just a few days straight of Soma just defying expectations. And at the end of those few days, his second to last day, Soma, he takes all the advice that he's been getting from Lucier, or not advice, because he wasn't given any advice really, but the answers to the questions that he had for Lucier. Right? He takes those and his nighttime study sessions, I guess, or reflection sessions, or whatever, his self-training, whatever you want to call it. All right. After a few days of this, he improves to a point where he's able to get all of his work done even before it's asked of him. Like he gets used to this kitchen and its style, and he's able to have things prepared. I was going to say right on time, but not even then. It's really before he's even asked. Because as soon as they start to ask him, he's already interrupting him, saying, "Don't worry, basic prep, it's already done." All right. As a matter of fact, he gets such a good handle on the situation that Shinomiya even trusts him to handle an entire soup dish on his own, right? More than just a prep this time, right? He's actually doing the entire dish himself, right? So at the end of the day, like literally at the end of that day, I don't mean it like in terms of like the expression. I mean literally at the end of the day, all right. Shinomiya and Abel allow him to stay for the last day, all right, and in order for him to pass this entire week, this training week, this competition that the chefs are going to have, Soma needs to win that competition to get his dish added onto the menu. All right, and this section of this week in the arc has gone by pretty quickly. However, I think that the most time is going to be spent on this little competition. They might even spend more time in this competition than they have the rest of the. I, I, I don't even remember what Shinomiya's Japanese restaurant is called, but the point is the amount of chapters they've spent on this section of, I can't even call it an arc, on this mini arc, I guess, this section of the arc. The amount of time they spent on here is probably going to be equal to or even less than the amount of time spent on this specific day in like where they actually are showing the competition what to see who gets the item added onto the menu, right? So I think we're going to spend a lot more time here than we have in the last few days of the training week. And I think it's going to be the most interesting part of the mini arc too. So, and Soma has to win. He has to, because if he doesn't win, then he fails. If he fails, then he's screwed. So he has to win. It's just a matter of how he's going to win and what dish he's going to do it with, and how extreme the reactions are going to be when he does win, right? Because Abel especially is going to be just like he he's going to like enter a state of depression or something. Like he's not going to handle that loss well. So that's it'll be interesting to see how they react to it. But he has to win this or else he fails. So he's definitely going to win. All right. But as for this chapter, I will give it an 8.5 out of 10. I enjoyed seeing Abel have to like have to swallow his words, put his foot in his mouth. I enjoyed seeing that. I enjoyed seeing someone rise to the occasion, learn from his mistakes, and progress. All right, so I'll give this chapter an 8.5 out of 10, and that's that, you guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Blacklist OTA at Blacklist OTA. And yeah, that's that, you guys. I'll see you guys next time.